This is Rudkowski here of WeAreChange.org, and I'm joined by the one and only Harry Fear of HarryFear.tv, independent journalist and involuntary conflict reporter. Harry, how are you doing today?
Nice to see you. It's great to meet you, actually.
How do you like New York?
I like it. It's a little bit too cold for me, but I guess it feels like I'm on a movie set because we see all of these places as like Europeans, and then to see the American cars and everything is a bit surreal, but it's cool.
I know you've been very much passionate about the issues that are happening in Gaza, but what first got you involved? What got you motivated to actually put your life on the line and cover this important issue?
Well, I guess when I first did some video making about the conflict, it was kind of just, well, I'll make a video about this, like I was just making videos. And when I saw the social benefit it had and the reception it had, I was like, well, this is something surely that I have to continue. It felt good for other people to watch. It had a meaning. It was a fulfilling thing to do. And what else do you want from life other than to do something meaningful and leave your mark on the world in a constructive way? This is what we all want. And for me, this was the way to do it, was to communicate stories to people using my technical knowledge and etc. the best I can, as steadfastly and as in the most dedicated way as I can.
And definitely in this world, if you want to make a difference, you have to use social media, you have to make videos, you have to document everything that's happening in this world. But what was that breaking point? What was that awakening point that made you want to do something? Was there a specific video or something you've seen that affected you?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I guess, just after the massacre of internationals on the International Maritime Flotilla, the Mavi Mamre, trying to take aid via the sea to the besieged Gaza Strip in May 2010. And I made a video at the airport documenting a couple of activists coming back from the Middle East to London Heathrow. And this video, in the context of the social media at that time in that network, went viral. And I was like, well, this is interesting. None of the mainstream media covered it, but obviously people want to know what's going on. People are interested. So there is something to be filled here. And I was like the only person doing that. So this, for me, is one of the reasons why it started. But generally, for the conflict in general, being interested in general, the Palestinians are human beings like everyone else. We're all human beings. We all deserve to have freedom. In some cases, people need external forces, in external movements, if you like, to help them get their freedom. In the West, as Western citizens, we're complicit in a system of acquiescing and supporting the Israeli state, taking away the rights and freedoms and dignity even of the Palestinian people. And this is something which in our time, tomorrow it's Martin Luther King Day, this is something which is really important at this moment in time, that we try and solve this Israel-Palestine conflict. It's a tiny piece of land, it's a small number of people, but it's something that the world and humanity needs to get sorted out, because it's been going on for 65 years now. Most of the refugees in the world are Palestinian. This is something that we need to put in the history books, not on the front of the New York Times.
See, I really appreciate that approach, because I kind of take the same approach. Instead of just complaining about what the mainstream media is not doing, why not just become the mainstream media and talk about the issues that they're not talking about? That's something that I've always held very strongly myself. We know you also went down to Gaza, you experienced everything firsthand. What is some of the worst things? What is one moment that you will remember as one of the worst things you've seen down there?
I think it was probably going to the mortuary and seeing children in the fridges who were killed for no reason other than the fact that people in the West are asleep about their governments giving money and encouragement to Israel to kill Palestinians in Gaza. And that includes systematically killing Palestinian children, babies, infants, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and this is happening because of what the West is doing there. It would only go on, it will only continue to go on so long as the West supports this. And in the United States, obviously, where we are right now, it's material support. It's millions of US dollars, basically for arms to kill Palestinians. I mean, it sounds surreal saying it on the street here, but this is the reality. We have to make this stop.
Yeah, I've seen some of the videos, and they're very touching. They're very emotional, and it just brings to life what we're not seeing on the mainstream media, and I thank you for filling that gap. But to end it on a positive note, what's one of the most beautiful things, or one of the most positive moments you experienced while you're reporting down in Gaza?
Well, I think the most important thing to say is that the Palestinian people are not broken. I mean, the Palestinian people are resilient, they're steadfast, they want and need their freedom back. And universally speaking, when you go to, for example, Gaza, everyone is extremely friendly, extremely hospitable, open-minded, open-hearted, very loving to strangers. And this is the essence of what humanity is about, and this is the kind of example that the world, including and especially the Western world, needs to take. And so the whole general situation in Gaza is something indefinitely inspiring for me.
A lot of times the people with the least to give actually have the most to give.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Harry. Have you ever heard of Barack Obama being a part of the Bilderberg Group?
Build-A-Bear?
I think you're hope drunk. Honestly.
No, I'm not hope drunk. I am not hope drunk. I'm positive. Trust me.
Do you think the American government could ever become tyrannical?
No, I really don't.
No, I don't think so. I just think that's, I mean,
I think we have enough checks and balances to